How's it going, everybody? It's Matt again, and today we're going to take a look at Weapon Set 04 for 30-minute missions, Armored Core 6 model kits. So this is basically just Michigan's weapons. The only real draw to this is going to be the MLT-04. That's the new weapon. I already made that. I think I've already made... No, I made the Huben and the MLT-04 and my 3D print stuff. You can check out the videos for those. But yeah, that's definitely the draw for most people that want to get the official parts. But yeah, so here's the front of the box. Of course, the graphics I really like. I always like the front or the graphics for 30-minute mission stuff. There's the bottom showing some of the different things that you can do with everything. Here's from the side and from the top. Show the compatibility with stuff. Pretty cool. But let's go ahead and open her up and take a look at everything. Oh, we got more runners in this one. So usually there's only one set of runners, but it looks like there's 3 runners on this one. So here we have, looks like more of that rubber stuff. I don't really like rubber parts for model kits. They're kind of a pain to paint. You got some parts for the split missiles. Kind of sucks. It doesn't look like they gave you the parts because ideally... No, I guess you wouldn't, because the little magazine part here is smaller on the MLT, or not MLT, the SPL 12s, I think, are the ones that have the shorter ones. So I guess that makes sense. There's the parts of the Taiyang show. We have the main runners. There's the new parts for the MLT4. Pretty cool. Got some more parts of the Taiyang show, split missiles, and then probably, yeah, this entire thing is just going to end up being all of the parts for the Huben. So sweet. Alright. And then, of course, we have the instruction manual, self-explanatory. I like the CAD drawings, those are pretty cool. And then there, yep, instructions and all that. So, yeah. Nice little weapon set. Alright, so let me put this all together and I'll be back. Alright, and here we are back with Weapon Set 04 assembled. If you didn't know already, I put this model together on stream. You can still view it. The VOD is uploaded onto the YouTube channel. Just go over to the live tab. If you feel like watching it, it's there if you really want to see me putting this together. But keep an eye out, because anytime that I build any of these models, I'm probably going to do them on stream now. So I might stream building some stuff here in the future. But yeah, so here's the Weapon Set 04. It's it's pretty much all the same parts that we got with G1 Michigan in his model kit with his Liger tail. The only real new part here is the MLT-04. But yeah, so it's all the same stuff. Like, for example, here's the Taiyang show. You can still open up these panels, and they're still a pain in the ass to get out. There we go. You can still open up these panels so that it looks like it's throwing the little bombs. Still have the same complaints with that as I did with the other version. I wish this was articulated so you could actually make it look like it was doing it, but it's, it is okay. And then the Huben Gatling gun. So this is the exact same one that we got with G1 Michigan. The barrel is still loose on it. I was hoping it would be fixed on this, but no, barrel is still loose. I still hate the rubber. Don't like the rubber parts, but it's all right because we now get all the parts to make the other side version of the Huben. So you get the different central block part here. You get these 2 separate caps for the ends of the drum. And then you get the different feed kind of mechanism part here. So you can make the other side, which is pretty cool. So if you have Michigan and you already have the one Huben, and you want to get this and make the kind of like dual gap setup, you totally can. But yeah, it is still, it's a bit heavy, so he kind of struggles to hold it a little bit, but it's all right. You can, of course, same thing with the Tai Yang Show and the Huben. You can attach those onto the hangers, like the one that comes with steel haze. You can attach it on there. I don't have it on hand, so I can't show that, but they do attach on the hangers just fine. But now coming around to the back weapons, we have the SPL 16. It's the same one that we got with Michigan. It doesn't do anything. The missile hatches don't open or anything. Again, if you've watched my other videos, you know that's a major complaint of mine. I wish that they opened or something, but they don't, which is unfortunate. It does have this joint here that you can move it on, you know, if you want to. There are a whole bunch of different parts to make the other side version. It comes with all of these different parts here. I think this is the kind of like the mount, that section. So you can swap these pods around and you can make the other side version if you want to. So we have that. There's the SPL 16. And then we also have over here, this is the new weapon. This is kind of like your starter missile launcher, the MLT-04. And I will say the sculpting is really nice on this one. Really nice detail sculpting all around it. But it just has this little joint here that you can move it on. But that's really it. Like I said, the hatches don't open or anything. It's just, you know, just put it on the model and it looks the part. In a weird thing, like I already made this part. So I already made this. I actually already made the Huben too, as far as like the 3D models and the 3D print stuff. So I made those long ahead of this one. But for mine, I just had this section here. You could unplug and plug it in on the other side and just rotate the pod around, and then you can make either side. But for some reason, Bandai has it so you use these teeny tiny little dainty pegs, which I would be worried about snapping off. Just be careful with them. But you have to replace this part. So to make the other side version, you have to replace this lower part and then rotate it around and put it in there, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. But yeah, so that's Weapon Pack 04 or Weapon Set 04. You know, it's nice. I like this one more than the previous one. The previous weapon pack just, I mean, if you saw the video, you know, it just kind of pissed me off a little bit, because you just have all this extra plastic. I mean, you still have a lot of extra plastic here, but at least this kind of makes sense. Like this, I get it. I mean, they probably could have saved a little bit if they had just replaced this front section, kind of like how I did on mine. How you can just swap that part out and then make it the other version. But instead we have this entire huge block, but it's not as offensive as the 90% of a Zimmerman like the last one was. So this weapon set's pretty, you know, it's decent. It's not terrible. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty cool that we can have the dual GATs now, and you can do dual missile launchers if you want to. So yeah, not bad. But you know, these things are still really hard to come by. So if you can find it, sure. But yeah, real short video, just like the last one. I'm probably going to keep these weapon pack videos pretty short, just because there's not really much to talk about. They're just kind of plastic parts that you slap onto your AC. But the I'm really looking forward to like their milk tooth that's going to be coming out soon, and their Melander frame. I'm really excited for when those release. So hopefully when those come out, I'll be able to get them in hand pretty quick and be able to do reviews and builds for those as well. But yeah, so there is Weapon Set 04. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Please consider, you know, liking the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. You can check out some of my other reviews. I reviewed all of the different 30-minute mission stuff that has been released up until this point. So you can check out all my videos for those. They are on my channel in a playlist. I talked about, of course, that I am making these parts myself, like in addition to, so if you haven't seen those, please check those out. I've got videos all over my channel about my 3D printed weapons and stuff that I've been making, so you can find those. Like I said, I already made the Huben and I already made the missile launcher. I haven't made the Taiyang Show or the split missiles yet. I'll make those eventually. But those are out there. Speaking of which, you probably saw at the beginning of the video, I have launched a website. So now instead of using like Etsy and eBay for my parts and whatnot, you can get a pretty hefty discount if you go over to my website and purchase from there. So the links for that are in the description in the link tree. It should be like the top thing. It says big header, it says 10% off. So check that out. But yeah, if you want to support me, the best way to do so is on Patreon. And of course, that's for like my 3D print stuff and my models and stuff. So if you like that, go check me out over there. It's the best way to support me. But of course, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.